Okay, guys, we've made it to step 4. We're working through our steps, and I'm sure that you're going through there doing the steps, making sure you've gotten everything done. If you have questions, you're letting me know. And we're working on it and doing the best we can. And then when we submit it, I'll check it over. And if it's not what it needs to be or we need to make some adjustments, we will have time to do that. So with this video, we're going to be looking at step 4, which is reading and annotating. And by annotating in step 4, what that means is I'm going to read and mark up the article a little bit. You may want to print the article. If you've got a printer at home you can use, or if you don't, then you can just copy and paste it into a word processing document. So you can just copy it off of the internet, paste it into a Word or a Google Doc, and then clean it up a little bit, delete any ads, photos, or things like that that got copied along with your text. The first step that you'll do is to read the entire article without marking anything. Just take a minute and read it all the way, each word from first word to last. Then you're going to create a color legend for ethos, pathos, and logos, as you see in the header up here. I've done that in the header so I can remember what each color, means. So when I find examples of logos, facts, details, examples, proof, objective information, I highlight those in yellow. And then when I find examples of pathos, the sympathy, emotion, fear, I'll highlight those in green. And when I found examples of ethos, things that supported the credibility of the writer, I highlighted those in magenta. So what we're going to do now is look at the example that I copied and pasted from the internet. And just know that in the future, we are going to take annotating a step further. But color coding is, again, a good way for us to dip our toe into the water and get introduced to this. So here's my article, and I copied it. I found it on the Rolling Stone website. And again, I got this from a Google search. It was published March 26, 2019. I was thinking this topic was fairly recent, but I think the pandemic and quarantine has messed with my brain. That's been 1.5 years ago, so time goes by quickly. So here's the article. Here's the headline. And then here is the kind of the little blurb that goes along with it. Here is the writer. And I'm not going to expect you to read all of this article, but I am going to show you some examples of ethos, pathos, and logos. And then I think it's a good idea if you come back and look at the text of this article in our lessons. And again, we're on step 4. So right off the bat, his introductory paragraph was dropping some ethos on us. Who is this? It was Justin Bieber, who was saying something positive about this song. And then we go on through this paragraph, and then we've got some logos, some facts. That the song debuted on these different charts, all 3 different ones all at once. That's a fact. That's verifiable. We could look at those publications and pull that information. That it was short-lived. We can look at a time span and prove that. So it's logos, it's facts. Billboard removed it. It was quiet. That's kind of an opinion, but it doesn't really, it's an opinion about a fact. So it's not really invoking an emotion in us. So that whole paragraph is logos. The next one is 2, telling us what Billboard did, quoting from Billboard. That's also could be, since it's Billboard, that also could be ethos, because it's looking at that publication, which is like massively important in the music industry. So we keep going down here, and now we have some green, which means the pathos. And this writer has said that expelling Lil Nas X single from Hot Country Songs points to a complicated racial dynamic. Okay, so now we have infused what I'm labeling as pathos because it's bringing up a situation that is emotionally complex and that could provoke feelings of anger, of disappointment, different things that are related to a racial dynamic in music. This is not a positive racial dynamic. This is not let's be diverse and celebrate that. This is definitely a power structure that's not favorable to disenfranchised people. We have more logos here where Billboard, this is a fact that it used to call R&B music race music, and Latin songs were under one ethnic umbrella instead of Latin pop and Latin R&B. So more discussion about the streaming world, that's factual. But then this part, so in one paragraph, you've got logos and pathos. And the green part talks about the power struggle, predominantly white genres, and different aspects of the racial thing, which is a tension that's here. It's not a positive, it's definitely a negative, so it's emotional. Danny Kaye has been mentioned. I have no idea who he is, but the writer here tells us that he manages another viral country sensation, Mason Ramsey. And so this guy is a credible voice. So to quote him brings a level of ethos because other experts have been brought in to give their opinion. And then the emotional part, bringing up the racial aspects again, that Billboard said race did not play a part. More green, more pathos. When he's talking about how he's playing with the genre, I put this as pathos because it's been partnered with a spoof. So a spoof is usually something that's kind of funny, even though it's designed to have serious attention being drawn to an issue. So that Key and Peele are spoofing something along the same area is a bit of humor. So I wanted to bring that in. And so I'm just going to go through a couple more of these. Another magenta for the ethos. This is a fact. It played on 6 radio stations. Only one country station played the track, which is more of an emotional appeal. It was committed, spinning it 15 times a day, so that's showing dedication. Phil Guarini is another high-powered executive in the music industry, Disney Channel Worldwide. So he's quoted. And so as you can see, I'm even going to scroll out and let you see all of the markings that I've done. And in a nice article, a fully vetted article is going to have equal amounts or strongly equal amounts of yellow and green. If it's all yellow, if it's all green, then it's a little out of balance. But this one looks like there's quite a bit of yellow, quite a bit of green. And so that's what we have found here in this article, is that we're looking at the ethos. It's bringing the credibility to the writer and the organization. Pathos, which is in green, more of the emotional aspects. Again, specifically looking at the racial elements. And logos, what's highlighted in yellow, being more logical and factual. So that's what we've done with this article. Now what you need to do is to go to your article and create your own color scheme. You don't have to use this one. You could use something totally different. And you want to go through your entire article too and really look closely at what the emotional appeals are, what the logical appeals are, and how the writer is establishing their credibility or how their credibility is being damaged by what they're saying or doing. So do this with your article. I think you can do it electronically. You don't have to print it out. And then you would finish that. And then you would be ready for step 5, where we're actually going to start writing.